Good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Wherever you may be around the globe, it certainly is a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning to get up and, just begin what you intend to do. Those intentions that you've been having in your heart. You say, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Well, you know what? Today is a perfect day. Today is a perfect day to, just start. You have to start from somewhere, y'all. And why not today? You've been putting off for so long. You said, well, I'm going to start one day. Well, how about making that one day today? It's such a beautiful day and I'm looking outside, the sun is shining bright. And even if the sun is not shining where you are, you be the sunshine of that day. You, wherever you go, you shine brightly. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. I always tell women, you are brilliant. You are multifaceted. And, a lot of times, I would say that people don't see themselves as this because they're so inundated with, things that may be happening in their lives. From situation to situation or, problem to problem, whatever that thing may be. But I want to tell you, you are brilliant. If nobody has told you that in a long time or nobody have ever told you that, I want to tell you, you are brilliant. You have value. You have worth. And, this is a perfect time, y'all, and I'm especially talking to women, that you stop placing yourself on the back burner and bring yourself forward. Bring yourself into alignment with your goals, with your dreams, with that vision, because your vision is very important. Your vision to maximize your potential. And with that being said, let me introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, and I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. By leaving money on the table, you're not really, pushing yourself or, having that momentum to go forward, to go past the limitations that you have set for yourself. A lot of times people they don't, or let me put it this way, they stop, okay? They stop and they don't really think about what's my next step? What is there more for me? And they see it as this is all, I have written this book. I have started this business. And what more is there for me? But today, we're going to talk about vision to impact your economy. And you might be saying, Gertrude, what are you talking about? Vision to impact my economy. Well, yesterday I talked about, being profitable. Okay, vision to, for profitability. And today I'm going to break it on down for you. And I'm going to help you realize that there's more to you than you even thought about yourself. There's much more. So if you're that author and you're out there, you're writing your book, there's so much more for you than that one book. You're on a writing journey. I want you to think of it that way. I want you to look at it that way. And your book is a gateway. It open up to you many, many opportunities. And it's not one book, y'all. It's more than one book. So don't stop at just writing one. There's more than one. But you have to see your value. You have to see those treasures, those gems, like I talked about, that multifaceted side of you. You have to see that. And you have to understand that in order to be propelled forward into your next direction. So today, vision to impact your economy. And, if you look at the economy outside, you might be saying, oh, the gas prices are so high and, the food is high and this is high and my paycheck is not going anywhere and this is happening and that's happening. But you know what? There's a way that you don't have to be murmuring and complaining about that. You can live your life and this will not even affect you. You have to see it. You have to see it, y'all. You know, you have to grow into that. And in order to grow into that, and this is something you always hear me say, learn how to invest in yourself at the level that you expect results. Because everybody's not complaining about the high gas prices. Everybody's not complaining about, the food being high and this being high and blah, blah, blah. Everybody's not complaining about that. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about your economy? Now, put aside what's happening in the world. What are you going to do about your economy? That's first and foremost. Sometimes people are always complaining about what's happening out there. But what's happening inside of you? Let's shift that thinking. What's happening inside of you? Now, I'm going to tell you this, okay? This is a perfect opportunity to focus on what's in your hands. What is it that you have to work with? Have you thought about that? What have I got to work with? What are those treasures? What are those gems? What are some of those things that could bring me a financial increase? How can I turn my knowledge into dollars? Yo, this is a perfect opportunity. Because obstacles, put it that way, obstacles, circumstances, situations, you have to begin to see those things differently. And when you see those things, differently, you move differently. You move differently. You make decisions differently. You think differently. You act differently. It's nothing but a way of seeing, okay, let me see what do I have to work with? Let me see what's in my hands. So, like I said, this is a perfect opportunity, y'all, to focus on what's in your hands, okay? What you got to work with. Something that's producing profitability to you. What do you have that will bring you a financial return? In the positive, a positive financial return. What is it that you have? Now, here's another question I want to ask you before I get into today's message. Are you organized enough that you can not only see this opportunity, but step right into your space? Or is there chaos that's going on in your mind where you're so boggled, where you're so confused? Are you organized enough in your thoughts to know how to handle your thoughts? Like I say, y'all, this is a perfect opportunity. Always look for oppositions as perfect opportunities. Always look at circumstances and situations as perfect opportunities. Always look at fear as a perfect opportunity. No matter what. And it will begin to shift your mindset. So, vision to impact your economy. What are you producing? What's in your hands? Instead of complaining about it, do something about it. The ball's in your court. The ball is in your court. And as I dive into the message today, let's go to the first talking point. And I thank each and every one of you who has joined me today on this broadcast. And, I look forward to, your comments and everything. Get right there in the chat, in the comment section, and, put in what the questions that I just asked you. One of the questions is, are you all organized enough in your mind to see those opportunities? Because I'm going to tell you, your audience is waiting. Your audience is waiting on you. And this is that perfect opportunity. You've been waiting. You've been saying one day. You've been saying, well, I'm going to do this, when the time gets right. You might be even saying, well, 2022 is going to be a new beginning for me. Well, I want to tell you, 2022 is here. 2022 is here. And we get ready to close the first quarter, beginning next month. Can y'all believe it's almost April? But you know what? It's never too late. So don't beat yourself over the head about, well, it's the fourth month and I said I was going to start this January 1st. Well, let me tell you, any day could be your January 1st. You just have to make up in your mind and do it. Just like Nike says, just do it. Don't fret over what could have been and what should have been. Just do it. Because you have an audience that's waiting on you. That's waiting on, those products, those services, those books that you have yet to write. Let me tell you, I don't know if you know this, but let me drop something in your ear right now. Do you know that there are 63,000 Google searches every second of every day of people waiting for information? They're looking for information. They're scouring the internet and they're looking for information. And information on the internet, because there's so much information. They have to look here and look there and look everywhere for it. Everyone's living busy lives, and I get it. We all are. But what if you have written your book? You have that book, you have that product, you have that service, and you have it all there condensed for that audience. You have answered all of the questions that they are asking. But still, you fail to show up. You fail to show up because you didn't process. You didn't completely develop those things. I want you to think about that. Your audience is waiting for you. Here's another question. Are you in the right place? Do you know your audience? Do you know who you are called to? You might not be the voice for everybody, but you are the voice for somebody. And that's somebody's, okay? Somebody's waiting for your voice. This is vision to impact your economy. And it just depends on how diligent you are. Instead of complaining about gas prices being so high, you don't have to do that. If you are diligent about what's in your hands, what you can produce to give you a monetary return. If you shift your mindset, you won't be concerned about those things. Like I said, you'll look at those things as opportunities. As opportunities. Think of all of the trainings that you've been to. Think of all of the workshops you've been to. Think of all of the meetings that you've been to. Think of all of the education that you have. Think of all of the knowledge that you have. Think about the things that you have within you that comes to you naturally. And you're not doing anything about it. Or you're just taking it lightly. It's like, Kera Sera, whatever will be, will be. You have to take it seriously because your audience is waiting. They're waiting for you. And this is a vision to impact your economy. A vision. Some of you may have not even written down your vision. That's another situation. Here's the other talking point. Do you have a desire? Do you have those long-term goals? A long-term goal. Not just, getting in and getting out. Because that's what happens with some people. They don't have long-term goals. They're just thinking about, I'm going to get in and I'm going to get out fast. I'm going to grab this and, money. Okay. And I'm just going to get out fast. I'm going to tell you something. If you focus on money, your vision will be clouded. Your vision will be clouded. Never focus on money. Focus on serving your audience and serving your audience well. The money will come. I promise you, the money will come. But anytime you have not written your vision, you don't have it down on paper, you haven't set your goals, you haven't set your plans to reach those goals, and you think you're going to just get in, and it's all about you. It's all about you. Let me see what I could get out of it. Your book, your products, your services is about your audience. It's not about you. So that is a question that you should really consider. Do I have a desire to serve my audience and serve them well, bring them value, change the trajectory of their lives? Because it's a great responsibility to be able to teach your audience or provide a service to your audience or provide a product to your audience to change the way that they think, to change the way that they understand, to change the way that they're thinking about something, to give them an easy win. And not only their lives, but also the family that surrounds them, their friends, their associates. Just think of how many lives that one book that you've written or one service that you provided can change somebody's life, bodies, could change people's lives. Let me put it that way. And not only the people, in the now, but people who are to come, future generations. Just think. To bring clarity to somebody's understanding, to give somebody an easy win where they may have been struggling. Because you just can't assume that everybody knows everything that you know. It's not that way. We don't know everything. I know some of you may think that you know everything. And that's dangerous because no one knows everything. You have to be teachable. Always Open yourself up to be teachable. You learn something new every day. Every day I learn something new. Every day, be open to expand your mindset, to expand the way that you see things, to expand the way that you understand things, to expand, your knowledge in order to have a different perspective where now you could focus in on your audience instead of focusing in on your needs. I understand that you may be going through a hard time as far as money's concerned. But, and maybe you've written a book. Maybe, you have that product, you have that service. And all you want to do, if I sell this, I sell that. I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. But where's your audience? Where is the caring about your audience? And there are ways to do things, in selling and different things like that. But you have to have, and I'm not saying to do it for free because, that's another problem. People just giving away all their products and services and things for free because they can't sell. So they say, well, let me just give it away for free. And I would look at that in that situation again. That's another thing of not knowing your value, not knowing your worth. Hard to price their products, pricing their products at a low price when it should be at a high price because of all of the knowledge and wisdom that they're putting into that a product or service or book or whatever it may be. But you have to place things in the right perspective. So the question is, do you have a desire? Do you have a desire to win? Do you have a desire to focus on what is in your hands that could impact your economy? Because that's something that's very, very important, y'all. It's very important. And, it's not a light thing. It's not a light thing at all. The next one is, you have everything that is necessary. And you have to believe that. Good morning, Regina. How you doing today? You have everything that is necessary. So why do you keep missing the mark if you have everything that's necessary? What is it that why do you keep missing it? What is happening in your life? Because I'm going to tell you, you have a limitless economy. You have a limitless economy. And I'm not talking about the world's economy. I'm talking about you. Let's focus in on you. You have resources inside of you that you have not even tapped into yet. Because you're not focusing in on your purpose. You remember, I've been talking about purpose. I've been talking about vision. I've been talking about plans. I've been talking about goals. That's what you'll hear on this program, in order to maximize your potential. You have everything necessary. But you have to really take into account, what do you have to work with? What's in your hands? What can I do? That should be your foremost question. What can I do to turn my situation around? And I know I've been talking about audience. I've been talking about, not focusing in on you. And let me clarify that right here. Okay. When I'm talking about what you have in your hands and what you have to turn your situation around, I'm talking about looking inside of you, looking inside of yourself to see what value that you could bring to your audience. You know, it has to be value. It has to be something that will move someone into a position of transformation. That's why I tell you, it's not a get rich quick thing. It's not a one-sided thing. When you bring value, you provide value, you provide a transformation, and somebody receives that transformation, you know, from your articles, from your book, from your services, from your products. Okay? It's an even keel. It's not one-sided. Because you're bringing value, and you should be paid accordingly. But I want to point out, you have everything necessary to get the job done. But still, you're missing the mark. You're lacking in some way. You have resources, inner resources, but how are you managing your resources? How are you managing them? Even if you even know that they're there. When was the last time you have taken inventory to see what's inside of you? How many times have you done that? Or have you ever done it? And here's another question. Are you developing those resources? Because we are constantly evolving. I talked about that yesterday, about the evolving. We are constantly evolving. Everything around us is evolving. So no longer can you provide a service or teach something, a subject or a method, or, without advancing your mindset. And how do you advance your mindset? To be able to provide relevant value for your audience. You invest. It's not free, looking for everything free. You invest in yourself at the level that you expect results. Now, you want results way over here, but you have yet to invest in yourself in order to reach that level. Some of you may be, looking for everything for free. Well, let me tell you, free is not going to get it. Free is not going to get it. You have to invest in yourself. Find that person, that mentor, that teacher, whatever you want to call them, and be a student. And this is a person or persons that are in the place where you desire to be. It's just not anybody. In order to reach a certain levels, okay, or a certain level, it's going to require an investment of some kind. Your time and your money. Worthwhile investments. But I'm telling you, you have everything necessary. I'm trying to shake something up inside of you, but you keep missing it because you're thinking, well, this is too much. That's too much. Mindset. But you'll go out there and you'll buy something that's going to depreciate instead of investing in your mind. The more you invest in your mind, the clearer your perception comes. And it'll get you in the right rooms, getting the information that you need to be relevant for your time, for your season. You know, instead of going around in circles and wasting your time, thinking that you're going to, come to that knowledge. Invest in yourself, y'all, because I'm going to tell you, you have everything that's necessary, but you have to continue to develop your resources. Develop your resources, because nothing stays the same. Now, here's another one, another talking point. Look at your strategies. Sometimes, your strategies are off. If you find that, you're not quite getting it and things are not quite working for you, you may be in the wrong place. You keep doing the same things over and over and over again, and it's not moving the needle. It's not moving the needle. Or if the needle is moving, it's moving barely. And like I said, this is a time of acceleration, because this is a perfect time, a perfect opportunities are out there, but you're not seeing them because your mindset hasn't changed. You have a different perspective of things. Don't keep doing things over and over and it's still not working. Okay? Do yourself a favor. Begin to look at your strategies. Begin to see those miscalculations. Why you're not arriving at the mark where you need to arrive at. Yesterday, I told you that, everything is by design. Everything concerning you is by design. Now, just because somebody else is doing something and it's working for them does not mean that it's going to work for you. And why? Because each of us are unique. Okay? Each of us are unique. And you have to find the right strategy that will work for you, your vision, with your goals, your plans on reaching those goals. Now, it's nothing wrong, like I said yesterday, there's nothing wrong with, somebody offering their advice. And there's maybe some things that, will work for you because it works universally. But then there's other things that are by design. It's according to your purpose. And you have to look out for those things. So look at your strategies. Find out the way that you need to do certain things. And, that comes with having a good coach that will coach you in those areas. It's not just one coach, y'all. Let me break it down like this, okay? You find a coach for that specific area in that specific purpose that you have, or a coach who could coach you to that next level. But what I'm trying to break down to you, everything is specific when we're talking about that. Everything is specific. Do you think a football coach will coach a basketball and a basketball coach? They're both coaches. but they don't have the same methods. They don't have the same strategies. Okay? Think about that. Some of these things are quite simple, but sometimes people just don't get it. They think if they just lump things all together or just find somebody that, could help them, it's going to work. But like I said, this is where it comes with having paid services, okay, of someone who is at the top of their level. They have accomplished these things. Those things are behind them, but you have yet to reach them. You have yet to reach those mile markers. So that is your person. But it's going to come with an investment of your money and an investment of your time to point out the specific strategies that you need in order for you to either, scale your business or, move your book to another level. That's what it's going to take. But don't just continue to do the same things over and over and you're not getting any results. It has to, come to an end. It has to come to an end. Because what you have on the inside of you, you have to realize this, is very, very precious. It's very precious. Now, here's our last talking point. Proper alignment. When we're talking about vision to impact your economy, what can move the needle in what you are doing? The proper alignment. Instead of, you're fighting, you're toiling, you're grinding, all those things, you're exhausted, you're being burnt out. And when I hear people saying that, they're not in alignment. They're not in alignment at all. Because when you're in alignment with your purpose, with your vision, with your goals, with your plans, with the right collaboration, with the right coaching, you're not going to suffer those things. Not saying that you're not going to be tired because, our bodies get tired, y'all. But you're not going to be fighting. You're not going to be toiling. Sometimes people say, well, oh, I'm just so tired of this. I feel like I'm just fighting against this. And they're looking at it, well, this is coming against me. There's opposition here. There's opposition there. But really, in actuality, a lot of times people say it's opposition when it's not opposition. They're just not in the proper alignment with their purpose. Misalignment, because you're supposed to be flowing in your purpose, going from level to level. Going, deeper depths and higher heights. Going from one stage to another. There's stages. There's elevations. There's depths in whatever you do. When you know your purpose, you have to, get in alignment. So you don't give up. That happens to many people, y'all. Even before they begin, they give up. The vision is beautiful. And they want it so bad. But because they don't have the right training, because, they get tired of the constant fight, the constant struggle. And these are all words that you hear, the constantly being burned out. They just give up. And maybe I'm talking to some of you. How many times have you started and quit? Started writing your book, started your business, and you quit. You had good intentions, but you quit. Just before the tide was turning, you quit. And you just gave up. Well, I'm going to challenge you to pick up your vision and begin to impact your economy. Write that vision down, make it plain upon paper. Set your goals, your plans to reach those goals. Because I'm going to tell you, your audience is waiting. They're waiting for you. And you know what? They're waiting for you, not only just waiting for you, but they're waiting for you with money in hand. With money in hand. Because you have what they need. And you have to see it that way. You have to see it that way. Everything you have to see. And you have to understand that what you have is not insignificant, but what you have is valuable. It's valuable. Your uniqueness makes it valuable to somebody. And like I said, somebody's, okay? There's abundance of ideas that you have. There's abundance of knowledge that you have. There's abundance of wisdom that you have. But you have yet to tap into it. You have everything that is necessary. Do you have that desire to move forward and stop complaining about what's happening around you and do something about it? How about that? Just do something about it. Just look at that opportunity that's waiting for you to step into the proper alignment and have people who will cheer you on, who will compliment you. And I'm talking about, coaches. I'm talking about collaboration with purpose, okay? Not just having all these people just to say, oh, I got all these collaborators that's working with me, but collaboration with purpose. Complement each other, okay? Because there's a greater purpose. We are each a small segment of the big puzzle. And when you put the big puzzle together with all of these segments, we're fitly joined together. We're fitly joined together. And what a beautiful thing that is when we are able to answer all the questions that our audiences are asking for such a time as this. So look at your strategies. And if they're not working, it's a do-over. Don't be afraid to start over, or don't be afraid to say that I need help. And I'm going to put this up on the screen for you. I want you to schedule a free 15-minute call with me to find out how we could collaborate. Because I have a desire to teach women how to maximize their potential and stop leaving money on the table. Because women are always doing everything. Okay, we do a lot. We have our hands in everything. And we constantly are putting others to making sure everybody else is okay. Everybody else is good. Everybody else got what they need. But what do we do as women? Okay? We put ourselves on the back burner. So schedule that free 15-minute call with me and find out how we could collaborate. And if it's you, how you're stuck, okay? Let's have a talk. Let's have a talk and see, what could be done about your journey. What could be done about that? So I look forward to, talking to you. And I look forward to each and every one of you joining me on the next segment of Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. I hope that, what I have shared with you has brought value to you and to help you realize that you can impact your economy. And at the same token, that it will change everything around you. Okay. And you could start branching off from that. But everything, the change that needs to be made always starts with us. So make that change. Make that change. Don't be afraid because you have value, you have worth. You remember, your treasures, your gems are multifaceted. Okay. You are brilliance. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to share this broadcast out with those who need to hear this inspiring message. And remember, this is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.